Did you actually tell Pulte you were going to punch him in the face?
No, sir. I actually said I was going to kick his. Senator Wyden has mendaciously slandered the Treasury building in an attempt to cover up his son having an investment meeting with Jeffrey Epstein.
Nobody is interested in the ramblings of a capo in the most corrupt regime in American history.
And we would like to hear what Adam Wyden and Jeffrey Epstein talked about. Your son's largest investment position was Rick's Cabaret. So did your son and Jeffrey Epstein talk about pole dancing?
Do you agree with President Trump that you also do not care about Americans' financial situations?
Congresswoman, who was the president during World War I?
Can you
No,
are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm asking, who was the president during World War I?
I don't know.
Okay, that was Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Looked like he was having a lot of fun pushing back against Democrats. The big fight right now is the midterm narrative about inflation and gas prices in the Iran war. Look at this. The national average of a gallon of gas dropped 30 cents to $4.26. After a recent peak, May 2nd, in late February, the average gallon ran less than $3. So it's still pretty high. Joining us now, veteran Army Captain Doug Truax. Captain, thanks for your service to America. What do you make of this narrative? You know, the Democrats have gone after the Trump White House on the Iran war and affordability crises. What do you think?
Yeah, they're just trying to get anything to work in their favor that they can, and they're unserious because this is total Trump derangement syndrome all over the place, and now they're roping in the Iran war, which I understand. You know, gas prices are up. Nobody wants to see that, but they are, to your point, kind of up and down a little bit lately. And I think what's happening there is people are figuring out their way around the war. There's that. And then also, we can't forget that leading up to this, the Trump administration, even back from his first term, doing everything they can to unleash American energy and get us in a better place on all of our energy prices, including gas prices. So I still believe that as soon as we get this figured out, and political pressure is building on President Trump, no doubt about that, but as soon as we get this figured out, gas prices are going to come down quite a bit, and then they're going to be right back to just slandering Trump in some other way. They're completely unserious. And Bessent, I got to give him a lot of credit. He knows what they're doing, and he goes right back at them. So
yeah,
this is just another angle on the same thing.
Captain, let's listen to the president. He just spoke to reporters today in Air Force One. Watch.
Are U.S. oil majors doing enough to boost output in the U.S.? Are you asking them to do more?
Well, we have everything we need. The world doesn't. But I will say, people thought it was going to be a lot worse. You know, today I looked at $96 a barrel. People thought that was going to be $300 a barrel. And in the meantime, we're having great success with Iran. They're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And they're in no position to have a nuclear weapon.
Okay, he says Iran is in no position to have a nuclear bomb, that nuclear material is buried under rubble. We have to wait and see on that. You know, Christopher Smart, he was a Treasury official in the Obama administration. You know, Captain, he wrote a New York Times op-ed saying the Strait of Hormuz is getting less dire by the day. U.S., Brazil, Canada, Kazakhstan, Venezuela, they're coming online with their oil. Pipelines to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, yeah, it's not enough to replace the capacity. But, you know, it's still a battle to get the market supply, but maybe it will not be as bad as people fear. Maybe it will shake out.
Well, right. And I think you look back to when this was first going down and people were saying, oh, the sky's going to fall. And you look at all those predictions to where we were supposed to be at this moment. They don't come true because people have got to find ways around the problem. And that's just basic economics, too. A lot of people are out there making micro decisions, figuring out what to do next. And they're finding these pipelines and different routes and things like that. And they get to a place where they say, look, we're just not going to rely on the strait anymore if the Iranians are going to do what they're going to do. And I think it's part of the equation with President Trump and the blockade and everything. But that's what they get. You know, they've been playing this game so long. I think a lot of people are just saying, you know, enough of it. And, you know, Trump's going to try to find a good deal to get out of this. And maybe we have to go back to military strikes. Maybe we don't. But either way, the world's got to figure out something else and lessen these guys' power over time, in addition to all the bombing that we've just done to lessen their power, too.
Thanks for coming on, Captain Doug Truax, and thanks